Are you stuck with the holiday blahs? Do you find yourself having to constantly dispose of your homemade eggnog into your local water supply? Then come on down to Wolfman and Jack's Yuletide Snack Buffet and Backyard Wrestling Academy. Try out a bone-shattering holiday slide. You'll love our live fire surface-to-air sleigh shooters. Leave your grandparents outside in the snow. Our insurance doesn't cover osteoporosis. Scare the dickens out of your kids with our haunted playground. You'll love our Black Friday mob massager and scalp warmer. Then finish off the evening with a drunken holiday hobo jamboree. So come on down to Wolfman and Jack's Yuletide Snack Buffet and Backyard Wrestling Academy, where if you don't get arrested, we failed at our jobs. Just saying.
And now, on to our feature presentation.
The title of this movie is Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Our story begins in the not-too-distant future. The nations of the world had a slight disagreement and started to fight. After the bombs fell, the Earth was plunged into a nuclear winter. The human population barely survived. Deep within his frozen wasteland fortress, the infamous warlord, Satan Claus, was enjoying some reindeer steak, while his henchwench explained that their food supply was starting to run out. Satan Claus agreed. Tomorrow he would go out to the cave people and select another tribute for his yearly feast. You see, while the warlord lived in a warm and spacious mansion, the poor masses had to huddle in cold and dreary caverns. The jolly old warlord was delighted to see that Rudolph's nose was bright and red, indicating that soon he would be ripe and ready for harvesting. He marked the precious yearling by placing a wreath of reindeer testicles around his neck. Donner pleaded for his son's life, but Satan Claus was adamant. Come next week, I will be feasting on Rudolph's meaty hindquarters. With no other options, Donner attempted to hide Rudolph's ripe, tasty nose in hopes that Warlord Claus would not be able to recognize him. They tried to carry on as normal, but it wasn't easy knowing that Rudolph's days were numbered. Satan Claus hired a Japanese Yeti to collect the child. And while they were able to avoid detection, Donner knew they couldn't hide Rudolph forever. Meanwhile, at the nearby weapons factory, Satan Claus's pointy-eared war boys were busy assembling weapons of mass destruction. Sean, the leader of the war boys, enlisted the help of the disciple, Herbie, to capture Rudolph and deliver him to the warlord. Knowing that he was putting all their lives in danger, Donner had no choice but to banish Rudolph from the two-bedroom cavern, while him and Mrs. Donner got to work making a new baby reindeer. Naked and afraid, all Rudolph could do was cry as he heard a cacophony of animalistic lovemaking echoing from deep within the cavern. The next day, Rudolph was introduced to the rest of the baby reindeer that were guaranteed not to be eaten, at least not this year. Seeing his chance, Rudolph attempted to hypnotize the dumbest of the yearlings into volunteering as tribute. But Satan Claus threatened to eat Donner's entire family if he couldn't get Rudolph. Rudolph's little sister argued that he had to be sacrificed because it was the way things were. Even the cute creatures of the forest agreed. Rudolph must die so the others may live. And with no one left to turn to, his only option was to flee into the spooky-ass forest. The hour was growing late at the weapons depot. As Herbie prepared for his mission, Sean and the war boys honored the hunter in their own special way.
We are Satan's war boys. War boys. We sing to honor the dead. Our clan will serve the master and bring him Rudolph's head. Yeah, war boys.
Even though the hench-wench enjoyed the song, old Satan Claus was none too pleased. You must find Rudolph and bring him here before the master turns his hunger on us. With their heads on the chopping block, Sean pressured Herbie to head out post-haste and bring back Rudolph's carcass, unalive or not unalive. Knowing the punishment for disobeying a direct order from Satan Claus, Herbie reluctantly agreed. and under cover of noonday sun, Herbie set off on his mission. Rudolph's self-imposed exile didn't last long, though, as he was quickly discovered by Satan Claus's crystal bats, which allowed Herbie to sneak up on his quarry. Being young, dumb, and just all around a stupid doo-doo head, Rudolph trusted him right away. Herbie said he knew a perfect hideaway where Rudolph would be free from the warlord's reign of terror. But unbeknownst to Rudolph, he was being led to his doom. Tired of being under Satan Claus' reign of holiday terror, Herbie had different plans for Rudolph. He just had to keep him away from the warlord's goons long enough to execute it. While taking a very much-deserved nap, they were rudely interrupted by noted adventurer and animal abuser Yukon Cornelius. He explained he was part of the resistance. He was gathering his forces to oppose the warlord and end his reign of terror. Then he licked his pickaxe, which, quite frankly, is disgusting and unsanitary. Just then, they were attacked by the Japanese Yeti, William.
Hi-oh!
Cornelius wasn't scared. He knew exactly how to deal with the beasts. And they escaped on Cornelius's pleasure boat. Then that freak licked his pickaxe again. They landed on a strange island, but at least White Castle was still open. There they met this jerk, who was acting like a total jerk. Rudolph threatened to use his magic if the dude wouldn't chill out. Just then, the gift-shaped egg sacs started hatching, and the hungry islanders threatened to eat our three heroes. They were granted an audience with the chief of this tribe, Clancy. For sneaking onto our island, your punishment will be swift and full of pain, he replied. What does that mean? Cornelius asked. It means it will hurt a lot. Rudolph begged for safe passage, to which Clancy agreed, for he was allergic to venison and it made him feel, and I quote, gassy. Rudolph took the first pleasure boat off that cursed island and saw that the beacons had been lit. His family called for aid. He put on his ass-kicking antlers and confronted Satan Claus. Since I couldn't eat you, I have decided to feast on your family instead. It was at this point that Rudolph decided to burn it all down. We aren't sure how he did it, but he somehow managed to detonate a nuclear weapon, which wreaked havoc on the land and wiped out most of the population. Inside his fallout bunker, Satan Claus begged for mercy, but the ruthless reindeer had other plans. I am Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, son to a murdered father, brother to a murdered sister, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Satan Claus slowly opened his eyes. Where am I?
We have such sights to show you.
This concludes the movie recap.
Okay, what the hell did I just watch? Anyway, we here at Horrible Film Recaps wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Good day to you all.